Oh, dang it. Sorry. All right, my bad. Come on in. We're gonna make some delicious Tito's beverages. It's game time and I'm nervous. Energy. What's up? My name's Bree. I work at the Tito's distillery and today we're gonna be making a Tito's American Mule. I'm just gonna walk you through how I make it at home. I don't really measure. So I start with ice. I don't like too much ice because it typically tends to kind of water your drink down. So I'll just do a little bit of ice. I always do Tito's first. So kind of an eyeball pour. About a 2 Mississippi count. Some ginger beer, which I love ginger beer, so I do a lot of that. And a little flair I like to add to the Tito's American Mule is a couple slices of jalapeno. So I'll just drop those in there. And if they're too spicy, I always like take out the seeds. And then I squeeze a lime wedge. To make it really pretty, I'll add a little garnish. And that's how I make it. That's a Tito's American Mule. I think the best part about working at Tito's is the focus on community and people and what we can do in terms of service, and that is my favorite reason for working for this company. Really good vodka is made, but we also do a really good job at helping our community. Disclaimer, I've actually never had Tito's before in my life. That works? Okay.
Tito was already doing it on his own before we put a name on Love Tito's.
He used to give it away, which of course included charitable events.
Tito allows each of the employees to choose what charity in their local community they want to give back to.
I think that's the end goal, to do something that has meaning and purpose.
We're here in this company to make the world a better place, and we like to think we're doing it through Tito's handmade vodka.
Open your eyes and look at the day. You'll see things in a different way. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone, yesterday's gone. Don't you look back. Don't you look back.
Good evening and welcome to the 57th Annual Equal Opportunity Day celebration for the Urban League of Greater Hartford. My name's Jonathan Roberts of Webster Bank, and I have the honor of serving as chairman of the board for the Urban League's board of directors. As many of you know, this celebration is our signature fundraising event, and on behalf of the directors, I want to thank you for your participation and support. In particular, our title sponsor, Travelers, and our lead sponsor, Pratt & Whitney, for your significant investments in our organization. This evening, we gather virtually to honor some key individuals and organizations that so nobly enable the Urban League's mission to reduce economic and social disparities in our communities through programs, services, and education. The Urban League of Greater Hartford has been championing economic equality and social justice in our region since 1964. We're one of 90 affiliates of the National Urban League, which collectively impact almost 2 million individual lives across our nation each year. Here at home, under the leadership of our president and CEO, David Hopkins, we serve more than 3,000 families annually in the areas of youth development, adult education, workforce development, economic enrichment, community health, social justice, and racial equality. I'm as excited as I've ever been to dedicate my volunteer service to this mission. In fact, we're committed as a family. My wife's a part-time volunteer member of the staff because we believe so much in the importance of equality and empowerment, and the Urban League's role in seeing to it. It's an honor to serve alongside you, our exceptional staff, partners, and volunteers, as we continue the long-standing fight for equality in some of our most vulnerable citizens. And now, I'm pleased to introduce our Master of Ceremonies for the evening, Mr. Jay Harris.
Hi there. Welcome to the Urban League of Greater Hartford's 57th Annual Equal Opportunity Day celebration. My name is Jay Harris, ESPN SportsCenter anchor and your host for the evening. Now, some of you know that last year was my very first time hosting the event, and it also was the first time the event was virtual. Well, I'm honored to have been invited back, but I gotta tell you, the fanfare is just a little different. By now, we are all very well versed in virtual events, so I already know that some of you will be multitasking, hopefully not too much. But all of you are looking forward to an event as only the Urban League can deliver. One that highlights empowering programs, inspiring service, and a very meaningful message. The Equal Opportunity Day celebration, or as we affectionately refer to it as the EOD, is inspired by President Abraham Lincoln's commitment to the notion that every American has the right to equal opportunity to pursue his fortunes. The theme for this year's EOD is a season of hope. Reflect, reset, restore. Here we are 18 months removed from what we once knew as normalcy. In that time, each of us has experienced some form of loss, endured some form of challenge, made some form of sacrifice. We reflect on that right here, right now, together. Many of us have been able to muster the strength, some voluntarily, others involuntarily, as circumstances have pulled or pushed us to reset and get in position to move forward. We know the time is now to restore our energy and focus, and even our optimism, so that we can be a part of the recommitting, reinvesting, and reopening. I know a number of you are already there, but let's all come together in the spirit of the holiday season and set this day as a marker for a new beginning, with hope for a better tomorrow. Since the founding of the Urban League in Hartford in 1964, staff and volunteers have dedicated their days and nights to not only building that hope in our community, but fulfilling it as well through education, employment, and housing programs, personal financial management, health, equity, and social justice. Black Americans and other marginalized groups are empowered to overcome systemic barriers in order to realize economic self-reliance. This can only happen with the support of others who align with the League's mission, like our 2021 EOD Honorary Chair, Greg Tajlowski, whom you'll hear from in a moment. So, you got about a minute to find us on social media using the handle at ULGH64. Like or follow us. Then start a watch party and share this event adding the hashtag ULGH2021EOD. Thank you very much again for joining us. Now get ready for an evening of excellence and empowerment.
Hi everyone, I'm Greg Kozlowski, Executive Vice President of Business Insurance for Travelers. It's a privilege to serve as the Honorary Chair for the Urban League of Greater Hartford's Equal Opportunity Day celebration and represent Travelers as title sponsor for this event. The Urban League's mission directly aligns with our steadfast belief that strong communities are sustained by educational and economic opportunities. It's the reason we've supported this important organization for decades. In fact, over just the last 5 years, we've provided more than $500,000 to fund a number of the Urban League's initiatives. On top of that, we launched a new partnership with them earlier this year to help students in the Greater Hartford area prepare for post-secondary education and career success. That's done through the Traveler's Edge, our signature education program that aims to increase the number of historically underrepresented students who complete bachelor's degrees. We take a comprehensive approach and offer scholarships and other forms of financial support, mentoring, internship, and job shadow opportunities, as well as professional development workshops. The EDGE program will celebrate its 15th anniversary in 2022, and I'd like to share a short video that describes the program in more detail by sharing the stories of several of its graduates.
Travelers gave all of us EDGE scholars an opportunity to succeed.
Travelers Edge was started in 2007 to create a program that would be good for the community and good for the company. And at the time, there was a lot of interest in revamping our whole diversity and inclusion strategy. And we were really aware of the educational issues in the community from our work in corporate philanthropy.
Ever since I was young, my parents have always instilled in me, you need to get an education, you need to go to college. Hearing about The EDGE program was just like, I need to apply to this. I need to apply and I need to try and get it because this is what I need to be successful.
There's a huge benefit to travelers for us having EDGE. You know, we're able to recruit this amazing, diverse talent. We're bringing diversity of thought and experience into our industry.
I'm an underwriter for Bonner Specialty Insurance Construction Services. I do a lot of relationship with people because I work in the field, so I have a lot of contact with my clients. It's something that I'm passionate about. When you love your job, it's not a job, and I love what I do.
A lot of people ask me like, hey, do you really know what you want to do with your career? You say you want to be in operations, you say you want to be an actuarial, what do you want to do? And honestly, every time I get that question, I just let them know I want to be here at Travelers. That's the main goal.
If I hadn't found EDGE, I would be lost.
It changed my life. I mean, I don't think I could have done it without EDGE.
I'm so grateful for the EDGE program. Coming from Baltimore, African-American males usually don't make it out the city. They're always out. We all have the same opportunities. You just have to make your opportunities work for you as best as possible.
We did not come this far to only come this far. We are just scratching the surface, and the sky's the limit.
That video was developed almost 5 years ago for the Travelers EDGE program's 10th anniversary, and I'm so pleased to say that the graduates featured, Torrance, Cassandra, and Cesar, are still with Travelers today, contributing to our company's success, giving back to their communities, and building a career they can be proud of. As you can see, it's a really impactful program, and we're proud to partner with the Urban League of Greater Hartford to offer these resources to future leaders in the Hartford area. But this program is just one of the many programs and services that the Urban League delivers year after year with meaningful results. Over the past few months, I've had an opportunity to witness the commitment, thoughtfulness, and creativity of David Hopkins and his leadership team. He has my full confidence that he is turning the Urban League's vision and mission into a reality. To deliver that mission, the Urban League of Greater Hartford provides programs and services in the areas of adult education, youth development, workforce development and training, economic empowerment, and health and wellness. Through these programs, the Urban League is creating equal opportunities for so many talented individuals in our own corporate backyard, and I'm confident many of them will be future leaders at Travelers. But the Urban League can only deliver these impactful programs and services because of the financial support of individuals and companies throughout the Greater Hartford area and beyond. It is the support that allows the Urban League to help strengthen our collective communities, empowering people in need to change their lives. And while this event is a critical fundraiser for the Urban League, it's also an important reminder that real progress is only possible when we have broad community support. So I encourage individuals and businesses to join us in this important work. With that, I'd like to thank you all for joining us today and for your contributions to the Urban League.
I'm Lieutenant Governor Susan Weissowitz, and I'm very honored to have the opportunity to speak to you all today at the 57th Annual Equal Opportunity Day celebration. The Urban League of Greater Hartford has done so much for the community before, during, and after COVID. I cannot thank you enough for all that you have done for the residents throughout the Greater Hartford area, and I offer my heartfelt congratulations to you all on making it to your 57th gala. That means the Urban League has had 57 years of dedicated service to the Hartford community. Your dedication to providing education, economic empowerment, and workforce development has gone a long way in giving residents new resources and new opportunities. The governor and I are so grateful for all of you helping us to get through the multitude of struggles that we've faced during the pandemic. Your organization is an integral part of our Connecticut community, and we wouldn't have been able to achieve the progress we've made today without your help. And now I can confidently say that everything that we are seeing now shows our hard work together has paid off. Connecticut is one of the best vaccinated states in the country. I would also like to personally congratulate Jim Laurie, Tiffany Young, Cheryl Smith, Treasurer Sean Wooden, Curtis Rodriguez Porter, Bill Brown, and Pat Kelly for the awards they are receiving tonight. Working to better your community comes with its struggles, but in the end is one of the most rewarding things a citizen can do. Doing so during the pandemic is particularly commendable. Thank you to all the honorees and congratulations on this recognition. It is a great honor for Governor Lamont and I to represent each of you in Hartford. Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm Richard Blumenthal, your United States Senator. Really proud and excited to join you for this 57th. It is the 57th Equal Opportunity Day celebration. It comes at a time when we have to rededicate ourselves with even greater force and urgency to the struggle for justice and equality. I'm really proud to join you in this struggle and in honoring individuals who have committed their lives with great effectiveness and integrity to this common cause. During this past year of hardship and heartbreak, we've seen disproportionate impact on communities of color of both the pandemic, the health crisis, and the economic downturn, the loss of income and jobs that has so gripped our nation. Racial justice has become a cause more important than any time in recent history, as we've seen this hardship and heartbreak impact communities of color, minorities, women, in a way that we never would have imagined just years ago. And so, as we celebrate this occasion, we also need to gain greater impetus and momentum, rededicate ourselves truly, and inspire people of all ages, as the Urban League has done throughout its history, working on youth development, adult education, workforce training, and community health programming. These causes should bring us together. Despite the isolation and anxiety that this pandemic has brought, the Urban League is getting that job done, as it always has. And thank you so much for the great work that you are doing at the Urban League.
Good evening. I'm Congressman John Larson, and I'm honored to be joining you virtually tonight for the Urban League of Greater Hartford's Equal Opportunity Day. For more than 57 years, the Urban League of Greater Hartford has changed countless lives in the Greater Hartford region and has led the fight to reduce economic disparities and achieve social justice in our communities. I want to congratulate all of this year's honorees for the incredible work that you do. And it's quite an assortment of outstanding community leaders. Starting first with Stanley Black & Decker's Jim Laurie for receiving the Business Excellence Award. Tiffany Young, the Executive Director of the Hartford Yard Goats Foundation, for receiving the Community Champion Award. Cheryl Smith, who will be recognized posthumously for the Cultural Heritage Award for her work co-founding the Artists Collective. My friend, Treasurer Sean Wooden, who is receiving the Trailblazer Award. And Curtis Rodriguez Porter, the Program Manager of CREC's Open Choice Program, for receiving the Young Professionals Stewardship Award. And Pat Kelly, founder and CEO of Ebony Horsewomen, Inc., who is receiving the William Bill Brown Community Leadership and Service Award. The Urban League, this year's honorees, and advocates across our great state work day in and day out to help our communities in need. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you to the Urban League for your continued support and help to make lives better in the Greater Hartford region and all across this nation. God bless you. God bless America.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Luke Bronin, Mayor of the City of Hartford, and I'm honored to be with you for this year's Opportunity Day celebration. The Urban League of Greater Hartford does so much in our city, and over the last couple of years has done so much more than ever, from helping our young people reconnect and heal, to focusing on workforce development, economic empowerment, social justice, and just plain health. The Urban League has been a critical part of our community's response to COVID and to all the disruptions of this pandemic, and will be a critical part of our work restoring our community in the wake of what we've all been through. So I want to say a huge thank you to the entire team at the Urban League, to the staff, to the board, to everybody who makes the Urban League's works possible. And I also want to say a huge congratulations to the partners who are being honored tonight in so many different fields, who contribute in so many different ways. This is a time that we need to reflect on what we've been through and hit reset, and then set about together doing the work of restoration. I'm thrilled as mayor that we have so many incredible partners, first and foremost among them, the Urban League. Thank you for the work that you do. God bless you, and have a great night.
Good evening. I'm David Hopkins, President and CEO of the Urban League of Greater Hartford. It is my esteemed honor to greet you on behalf of our staff and thank you for joining us for the 2021 Equal Opportunity Day celebration. Our theme, A Season of Hope, Reflect, Reset, Restore, captures what our planning committee felt was important at this time, and that is to remind us all that now is the time to embrace all that excites us about possibility. So much has happened over the last 18 months, and we don't want to dismiss or minimize it in any way, nor do we want it to hold us back or deter us from any progress already made. As we continue to reap the benefits of experts and professionals working so diligently to make our shared spaces safe from the continued spread of the coronavirus, and grow collectively from the relentless effort of advocates and allies championing social justice and racial equity, we cannot help but to be hopeful, because that work inspires hope, and that inspired hope leads to more work. We all have a part to play. The Urban League is uniquely positioned to touch our community. Working with justice-involved young adults to fulfill their goal of becoming contributing members of society. Strengthening families through stable employment, secure housing and asset building, or addressing the disparities in health justice that have a painful history rooted in racial inequity. These are things the Urban League has been doing for over 111 years nationally and 57 years locally. We appreciate all of you who have likewise done your part.
Hello, my name is Monifa Wilson, and I'm the GED teacher here at the Urban League of Greater Hartford. I started working here in November of 2019. I basically prepare students who are taking their GED examinations. So I teach all 4 subjects: reasoning through language arts, social studies, mathematics, and science. The reason I work at the Urban League is that I enjoy helping people. So at the end of it, they get a certificate. They can use it to get into college. They can use it to get a job or get a better position at their current job. Many of my students are working parents. It's challenging, but it's rewarding. That's part of the reason why I like teaching. It's as if I'm not going to work when I come to the Urban League. It's as if I'm doing something that makes me happy. So that's one of the reasons, the main reasons why I work as a teacher, and especially here at the Urban League.
My name is Maria Balenciago. Been a member here of the Urban League of Greater Hartford going on now for 2 years. I started off as a volunteer through the Connecticut program, and through my time I've just been able to take part of the incredible opportunities and programs that the Urban League has, not only for just members of Hartford, but also for all members of the community. I started off doing the Unite CT program, so it's a rental assistance program. Most of my time was mainly dedicated there, but as time went on, I think we've gotten to see the effects of After the pandemic, I think we've slowly but surely started reopening. We're trying to restore, in terms of the theme of this year's EOD, back to the way that things were, but people are still seeing some sort of impact, either financially, emotionally, or in some other way, and being able to partake in this program of UNITT to try and help out and provide assistance through either rent relief or through other ways, I think has been incredibly rewarding, not only for myself, but for all members of the team.
So again, this is my second year hosting the EOD, and I got to tell you, I've heard it asked, is the Urban League still relevant? Absolutely. As long as we know that not just low-income families need their services, but so do college students, young professionals, experienced workers, and even corporations. So this is a great time in the program to remind you also that this is a fundraiser. If your company missed out on being a sponsor, it is not too late. You can still make a contribution and be recognized throughout the year as an institutional partner. Every dollar counts. Every dollar helps. Okay, so the Urban League uses this opportunity to recognize individuals who are making a meaningful impact in the lives of many. Our Business Excellence Award goes to the CEO of Stanley Black & Decker, Jim Lowry. Jim is Chief Executive Officer of Stanley Black & Decker, a $14.5 billion global diversified manufacturer. He leads more than 56,000 employees across 60 countries who deliver on the company's purpose, delivering tools, products, and solutions for those who make the world. Under his leadership, the company continues to gain recognition for operational excellence, responsible business practices, and as a best workplace for innovators and diversity and equality. Jim works with the Business Higher Education Forum with Governor Ned Lamont's Workforce Council to bring digital credentialing systems that make manufacturing skills more accessible to students and mid-career employees. He sits on the board of directors of Advance CT, a nonprofit that works to engage, retain, and recruit business and advance economic competitiveness in the state, and is a member of UConn's President's Advisory Council, a small group of CEOs and thought leaders from private, public, and nonprofit organizations. Jim also serves as the director of Jim and Rebecca Lowry Foundation. Jim Lowry.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to speak with you tonight on this very special occasion. I want you to know how meaningful it is to receive the 2021 Business Excellence Award. I'm deeply honored to accept this recognition on behalf of my colleagues at Stanley Black & Decker and on behalf of the Jim and Rebecca Lowry Foundation. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the Urban League of Greater Hartford and many others who have worked diligently and tirelessly to promote racial equity. Your hard work is helping to reduce the wealth gap for Black Americans through economic empowerment programs in education, employment, housing, health, and social justice. This is a group of leaders who are deeply committed to a more empowered Hartford for all. And at Stanley Black & Decker, we're proud of our 178-year history in Connecticut and are committed to our future here. Our founder, Frederick Stanley, an early social entrepreneur, was steadfast in his devotion to the community and to what we now call corporate social responsibility. Almost 2 centuries later, his legacy lives on as a role model for community engagement. As a company, we took the incidents of racial injustice in 2020 very seriously. Motivated by the voices and opinions of our employees, we took a stand for racial justice in our company and communities in a very proactive way. We know that communities of color have struggled disproportionately throughout the pandemic, with the tragic murder of George Floyd a tipping point to create awareness and build solidarity around addressing racial justice in America. The day before Juneteenth, we held a company-wide Day of Hope and Healing, a time for reflection for all of our employees across the country. It was purposeful that it took place just before Juneteenth. We're pleased it has since been declared a national holiday and one that our company will continue to observe going forward. We believe achieving racial equity requires a cooperative, community-based strategy to drive equity, inclusion, and economic development for people of color. This year, Stanley Black & Decker launched a RISE community program to engage racially diverse middle and high school students to discover their passions outside the classroom and expose them to business, emerging technologies, and potential STEM career opportunities. Our inaugural cohort was established in 2021 here in Hartford. It was a successful first year, and in November, we graduated our first class of 37 young people. Our goal is to have multiple locations in the U.S. by 2025, and in 2022, we will establish a new branch of the program in Baltimore. This effort is just one pillar in our racial equity roadmap to drive progress and confront racism and social injustice within our global footprint. It is a step in the right direction and a great example of Stanley Black & Decker living its commitment to be a force for good. Congratulations to all of tonight's winners for their significant contributions to their organizations and to our community. And special thanks to Travelers, the title sponsor of this year's event. I also want to thank my wife, Rebecca, who owns and leads a thriving professional services business here and is also deeply engaged in the community, including the Jim and Rebecca Lurie Foundation, which provides educational opportunities for our community's youth. She does all of this while raising 4 incredible girls and being an amazing life partner. It is the love and support of my family, the dedication and commitment of our employees at Stanley Black & Decker, and the fellowship of my colleagues in the community that keep us motivated every day to do more, to have a positive impact on our society. And so to the Urban League of Greater Hartford and to the 57th Annual Equity Opportunity Day Committee and to all of you, I want to express my heartfelt appreciation for this award. It means a lot to Rebecca and me. Thank you.
The Trailblazer Awardee is Sean Wooden, Treasurer for the state of Connecticut. Sean T. Wooden was sworn in as Connecticut's 83rd State Treasurer on January 9, 2019, following a successful 21-year career as an investment attorney and service as City Council President of Hartford, Connecticut. Born and raised in Hartford, Treasurer Wooden participated in a desegregation busing program and attended public school in the suburb of Hartford. Now, after graduating with honors, he earned a 4-year academic scholarship to Trinity College. He later attended New York University School of Law before moving back to his hometown to begin his career at Day Pitney LLP, where he would go on to become a partner and lead its public pension plan investment practice. He's been recognized as a Connecticut super lawyer for securities and corporate finance, was named one of the 25 investment professionals to watch, and Savoy magazine identified him as one of the most influential black lawyers in the country. Treasurer Wooden is the sole trustee of the $37 billion Connecticut Retirement Plans and Trust Funds, administers a $26 billion debt management program, manages over $25 billion in annual cash transactions, and has a seat on 25 quasi-governmental authorities, boards, and commissions related to housing, finance, student loans, air and water ports, venture capital, the lottery, private sector retirement, security, and a host of other areas. He is the only black elected state treasurer in the country. He is the only black elected state treasurer in the country and the only black elected official serving statewide.
Thank you all for being here this evening. I'm Connecticut State Treasurer Sean Wooden, and I couldn't be more grateful to receive the Trailblazer Award. Tonight, we celebrate equal opportunity, equity, and equality, the cornerstones of a just and healthy community. Before I get started, I want to acknowledge my fellow awardees who are being recognized this evening. I'm very humbled to be among them as a recipient of this award. I also want to formally recognize President and CEO of the Urban League of Greater Hartford, David Hopkins. Through his leadership, the Urban League is on the move, inspiring new members and staying true to its mission to empower Black Americans and other marginalized communities through education, employment, housing, health, and social justice. This is the 57th Annual Equal Opportunity Day. Let that sink in. The first gala of this type was happening at the cusp of the Civil Rights Movement, after the founding of the Greater Hartford Urban League in 1964. Our country was grappling with the ripple effects of slavery, segregation, desegregation, white supremacy, and the onset of the Vietnam War. Let's fast forward to today and why the Trailblazer Award is such an honor. Now, there are many reasons, but at the top of that list is because the work is far from over. Blazing a trail is not the end, but the beginning of creating a path for others to enter and to go even further. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about one of my recent initiatives to help undo systemic and structural barriers in our society that disproportionately affect Black and brown communities. Just this year, Connecticut became a national leader in addressing the racial wealth gap. We passed something called Connecticut Baby Bonds, a first in the nation racial equity, anti-generational poverty, and economic growth program, which I champion. While Connecticut has the highest income per capita in the nation, it also suffers from one of the highest levels of income inequality and a stark racial wealth gap. Connecticut Baby Bonds is the first step towards real, tangible, and structural change that will allow children who are born into poverty the chance to break that cycle, the opportunity to thrive. Through this program, every child born into poverty in Connecticut will have funds set aside in a trust at birth, and my office will invest these funds so that they grow as the child grows. When a beneficiary is between the ages of 18 and 30 and completes a financial education requirement, the funds can be used for targeted purposes that will help close the racial wealth gap. These include educational expenses, the purchase of a home in Connecticut, investing in a business in Connecticut, or to contributing towards retirement savings. Connecticut Baby Bonds is a game changer for closing the racial wealth gap and spurring long-term economic growth here in our state. While there is so much work to be done, let us take this moment tonight to look back, savor this moment, and sturdy ourselves for the long road ahead. And I know we can do this, but only together. Thank you so much for this award. It is truly an honor to be recognized by the Urban League of Greater Hartford. Thank you all.
Our community champion is Tiffany Young, Executive Director of the Hartford Yard Goats Foundation. Driven by a personal passion to help others and motivated to develop greatness in those with whom she works, Tiffany Young is the living embodiment of the popular quote, "For it is in giving that we receive." Tiffany has built a career reputation as a proverbial bridge builder, community change agent, and certified life coach. She's a fast emerging figure on the motivational speaking circuit through her works that help people turn personal pain into purpose by developing self-worth, eliminating self-doubt, and taking concrete steps toward their destiny. She shares her journey to help others gracefully embrace theirs. Tiffany Young has been the Director of Community Partnerships with the Hartford Yard Goats since its inception. In 2019, Tiffany was promoted to Executive Director of the Hartford Yard Goats Foundation, making her the first woman and person of color in a senior management role of the organization. In these roles, she's worked diligently to develop strategic community partnerships and enhance the public image of the Yard Goats organization. Her efforts to advance and sustain corporate social responsibility efforts are visible through a variety of channels. Under Tiffany's leadership, the Hartford Yard Goats organization was awarded the 2018 Commitment to Charity Ballpark Digest Award. Tiffany was subsequently honored with the first MILB Presidential Citation Award for Excellence in Building Community, Diversity, and Inclusion in December 2018. In April 2019, she was honored with the 100 Women of Color Award for her work in the greater Hartford community. In October of 2019, Tiffany was featured in Forbes, where she explained the importance of first validating yourself. Most recently, Tiffany received the 2020 Oprah Winfrey Award for Leadership and Exposure, presented by the Scribes Institute for Literacy. Tiffany's past achievements, for which she is very proud, includes creating a nonprofit organization to develop and implement workshops and trainings focused on development in public speaking, character and team building competencies for people in the communities that she serves. Tiffany's continued desire to cultivate growth in others led her to the launch of Tiffany Young From Pain to Purpose, LLC, a people and community-driven organization that fosters growth through life coaching, motivational speaking, and successfully proven community engagement strategies. Tiffany Young.
Thank you so much. This is an absolute honor to receive the 2021 Urban League of Greater Hartford Community Champion Award. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge and pay respect to the awardees in years past that have been amazing examples and in many cases paved the way. A special acknowledgement to the late Ben F. Andrews and Carol Andrews for always being examples in my life, both professionally and personally, of what true community champions really are. My late father, Elijah Young, also known as a community champion, instilled in me at a young age the importance of empathy and equity. Where there was darkness, he was determined to spread a little sunshine. To date, hearing stories of his impact on the community not only gets me emotional, but continues to motivate me and remind me that this work is far bigger than me. I don't take receiving this award lightly. Although I'm extremely excited, passionate about this work, I know and understand that this recognition and others that I might have received cannot be possible without the support, partnership, and opportunities of our community. I accept this award this evening, not on behalf of myself or my work, but on behalf of the community we continue to serve. In the words of my father, you ain't nothing but the truth. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Tiffany. This next award presentation is very special. Cheryl Smith, who passed away earlier this year, is honored posthumously with the 2021 Cultural Heritage Award. In 1970, after meeting Artists Collective founder Jackie McLean and Dolly McLean, founding executive director, Cheryl was invited to become a co-founder of the Artists Collective. She taught dance and later became the director of the dance department. 10 years prior to her appointment in 2005, Cheryl functioned in a leadership position as program director. Studying dance with Phyllis Stone and Angela Bowen Peters, Cheryl went on to become the director of dance at West Ledge School in Simsbury. She also taught at the Watkinson School in West Hartford, the University of Connecticut, Trinity College, as well as numerous public schools. As an early exponent of African dance in Hartford and under the tutelage of Ako Lee Thompson, Artist Collective's master choreographer, she was a role model to generations of Hartford dancers of all ages and the inspiration for the development of numerous dance ensembles now performing and teaching in Greater Hartford. A native of Connecticut, Cheryl taught and performed throughout the state since the 1960s. Cheryl Smith received many community awards, including most recently the National Association of Negro Business and Professional Women's Clubs Sojourner Truth Meritorious Service Award, Distinguished Service for Dance Education from the Connecticut Dance Alliance, Trinity College Dance Department Pioneers Award, St. Martin's Episcopal Church Distinguished Service Award, and the Urban League's Black History Month Imprints Award.
Good evening, and thank you for recognizing and honoring Artist Collective co-founder and associate director Cheryl Smith. The Artist Collective has had a long relationship with the Urban League of Greater Hartford, beginning with the late former director Bill Brown. Through the years, Artist Collective students have performed at Urban League events, collaborated on many projects, including and most importantly, the Artist Collective's 2015 theatrical production of Black Wall Street, which at the time was still hidden history. The Urban League was among the first organizations we approached to partner with us on the Black Wall Street theatrical project, and they agreed without hesitation. Through the years, many Artist Collective alumni have been employed by the Urban League and/or their families have benefited from Urban League programs. Like the Urban League's commitment to the Greater Hartford community, Cheryl was a stalwart, caring pillar in Greater Hartford. At the age of 23 in 1969, when the Artist Collective's co-founder, Jackie McLean, approached her to join his vision, Cheryl did, even though she may not have fully understood the vision and had no idea who Jackie McLean was. She became a co-founder and remained an integral part of the Artist Collective's programming and a firm but loving lifeline to 4 generations of Hartford youth and their families until her untimely death in June. Cheryl's sisters, Karen Marie, Adrian, and Natalie say, "Thank you for honoring our beloved sister Cheryl with the Urban League's 2021 Cultural Heritage Award. Pride in her culture, heritage, and family were Cheryl's passion when she engaged with youth in Bellevue Square prior to joining the Artist Collective. Her passion and knowledge was elevated when she became a co-founder of the Artist Collective, as well as a beloved teacher and mentor for 51 years. The Artist Collective will continue Cheryl's legacy in the years to come, along with the thousands whose lives she touched since 1970. The Artist Collective looks forward to continuing our long relationship with the Urban League. On behalf of the staff, students, Interim Director Miriam Rohn, the Board of Directors, and Cheryl's family and friends, we thank you for honoring her with the Urban League's 2021 Cultural Heritage Awards. Thank you.
The Urban League Young Professional Stewardship Award will be presented to Curtis Rodriguez Porter by Tara Spain, co-founder of the Urban League of Greater Hartford Young Professionals Auxiliary.
Hi, I'm Tara Spain, Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of the Travelers Foundation and Assistant Vice President of Community Relations at Travelers. I'm also a co-founder of the Urban League Young Professionals Hartford Affiliate Chapter. The Urban League Young Professionals is an auxiliary founded in 1999 by National Urban League CEO Mark Morial to organize young adults ages 21 to 40 to support the Urban League movement through volunteerism, philanthropy, and membership development. 20 years ago, with all the zeal and excitement of being part of something so empowering, I hoped for a time when professional development and equal access to opportunities was not just reserved for organizations like ours, but was a priority for employers and regional leaders. That time is now, and I am excited for all of the work that we're doing together to provide and achieve on behalf of our city's young leaders. I am also excited and honored to present this annual Stewardship Award to a YP, as we call them, who exhibits insightful stewardship and leadership consistently and with dedication. A great man once stated, "The very best board members serve as fervent advocates for the organization while faithfully serving as good stewards for the public." This year's awardee integrates his purpose, profession, and passion to lead, empower, and advocate for others. He is the program manager for the Capital Region Education Council, or CREC's School Choice Department, leading the marketing and programming strategy for CREC's 16 magnet schools and 29 open choice partnering districts. Outside of work, he serves as the social and cultural co-chair for the Urban League of Greater Hartford's Young Professionals, chair for the City of Hartford's LGBTQ+ Commission, president of the Hartford Gay and Lesbian Health Collective, vice president for Educational Resources for Children in Enfield, and vice president for the Latino Leadership Foundation. He is also a proud brother of Lambda Theta Phi Latin Fraternity Incorporated. It is my pleasure to present this year's Young Professional Stewardship Award to Curtis Rodriguez Porter. Curtis, congratulations.
Hello, everyone. My name is Curtis Rodriguez Porter, and I just, am so humbled by this acknowledgement and this honor to receive the, Equal Opportunity Day Celebration Young Professionals Stewardship Award. I think this is such an honor, and I think about all the folks who support me and who collaborate with me, and I couldn't have done any of my accomplishment without you all, and so I want to let you know that I accept this award on behalf of you all, and know that as a young professional through the Urban League, I think about all the hard work that the Urban League does and their commitment to the Hartford community, to the greater Hartford community, to ensure equitable practices and inclusion for all of our families and youth and professionals out there. You know, when I think about the Urban League, I think about their consistent programming that they have, and I think about them bringing folks together and what that means. And so aligned with this year's theme of restoring and coming together, definitely let's take an opportunity to pause and reflect on the year that we've had and all that we have to be grateful for, and how important it is for us to come together as one, build community, and do everything that we can amongst one another and for your fellow friends and neighbors. So once again, thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to say thank you to my board members of the Young Professionals, especially my co-chair for the social and cultural. And thank you so much, David Hopkins, for this acknowledgement. I appreciate you as well. And thank you to my community at large. Once again, thank you. And I appreciate you. Peace.
Congratulations, Curtis, and thank you, young professionals, who remind us that the future of the movement is in very good hands. Now, many of you are excited to see your friends and family honored this evening. Consider making a donation to the Urban League in their honor by texting ULGH EOD to 44321 or visit ulgh.org/donate. Okay, we have one more award. After that, you're going to hear from Urban League of Greater Hartford CEO David Hopkins. We'll have a performance by Hip Lay, and then a keynote conversation with the iconic Judith Jamison from the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater, which you do not want. The final award of the evening bears the name of the late, great William Bill Brown, who led the Urban League of Greater Hartford from its incorporation in 1964 until 1983. He was affectionately known as Mr. Urban League and the Dean of the East Coast for his leadership both within and outside of the league. Here to present the Bill Brown Award is the daughter of Bill Brown, Miss Andrea Cookie Selden.
Good evening, Urban League of Greater Hartford family. Our family congratulates you on your 57th Equal Opportunity Day celebration and another year of success. We also thank you for your continued efforts to maintain and acknowledge the legacy of our patriarch, William Bill Brown. Through the impactful work you all continue to put forth, the trail which he blazed 57 years ago remains today. For this, we are truly and immensely appreciative. While Bill Brown's legacy has been well documented, those who knew him knew that he fervently believed that the youth of today are our leaders for tomorrow. It is equally important for the younger generations to understand racism and equality both were concepts he built into his leadership and service to the community. Resources and opportunities must be afforded to all, but that hasn't always been the case. We know that there is still work to do. However, we acknowledge your efforts and applaud you tonight. With that said, our family would like to congratulate Ms. Patricia E. Kelly as the recipient of this year's William Bill Brown Leadership and Community Service Award. We thank you for your service to and demonstrating leadership by way of establishing, teaching, and enhancing the lives of our children through your equestrian programming for nearly 40 years. We'd also like to congratulate the other esteemed awardees this evening for your tremendous work you all are doing to propel and uplift our Greater Hartford community. Sincerest appreciation, Andrea Brown Selden and family.
The William Bill Brown Community Leadership and Service Award was established in 2014 to honor Mr. Brown and commemorate the Urban League's 50 years of service. Recipients exemplify the belief that they have a responsibility to serve the Greater Hartford community, personify a moral arc bent towards social justice, and inspire a sense of pride and dignity among all people. Pat Kelly, CEO of the Ebony Horsewomen, receives the 2021 Bill Brown Award and is the first woman to have this honor. Patricia Elaine Kelly was born and raised in Hartford, Connecticut. She earned a Bachelor of Science in Human Services from Southern New Hampshire College and a Master's in Nonprofit Management from St. Thomas University. She is a United States Marine Corps veteran serving during the Vietnam War and received training in military intelligence with clearance for top secret messages. Pat is also a certified urban riding instructor, master urban riding instructor, certified equine husbandry instructor, and is certified equine assisted psychotherapy horse specialist. In 1984, Pat founded Ebony Horsewomen Incorporated, a nonprofit community service organization operated by African American female equestrians whose mission is to encourage and empower youth toward positive and successful lives through the use of horses and equine-assisted therapy. Under Pat's leadership, the Ebony Horsewomen Incorporated has grown into a national organization with members across the United States and is the only African-American operated organization training and certifying mental health professionals in the modality of equine-assisted psychotherapy in the nation. Pat has received a number of awards, including being a CNN Top 10 Hero, induction into the National Cowboys of Color Hall of Fame and National Cowgirl Museum and Hall of Fame, Connecticut African American Affairs Woman of the Year, Leadership Greater Hartford Polaris Award, Aetna's Champions for Change Award. She also appeared on ABC's Good Morning America.
Good evening, everyone. First off, I would love to thank the Urban League for selecting me for the William Bill Brown Community Leadership and Service Award. This is a tremendous honor for me. Mr. Brown came to Hartford in 1964, and I met him some years later, and he was a community leader with social and civic and educational issues in the greater Hartford area, and he was a man of integrity and commitment to Hartford. He inspired me. I am so grateful to have this Leadership and Service Award because it helps in the perseverance to continue in our civic issues here that continue here in Hartford. And so again, I want to thank the Urban League for selecting me for this service award, and I will live up to its importance. And I thank everyone. Thank you so much, and have a great evening.
Outside bounce, north side bounce, over Over East bounce, 290 bounce, downtown bounce, downtown, see y'all bounce, 79 bounce, out south bounce, north side bounce, over East bounce, 290 bounce, downtown bounce, downtown.
Tonight it's your birthday, let's blow out all the candles. Yeah, we could get romantic as long as I'm with you, babe. Let's throw a party, just us in my apartment. Get back to where it started, as long as I'm with you, babe. As long as I'm with you. As long as I'm with you, baby. As long as I'm with you. No.
Judith Jamison is the iconic, legendary dancer, choreographer, and artistic director emerita of the world-renowned Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. In 1965, she quickly became an international star, and the world-renowned Alvin Ailey selected her to be part of his dance company, and the rest is history. Ailey created some of his most enduring roles for her, most notably the tour de force solo, Cry, which is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. During the 1970s and 80s, she appeared as a guest artist with ballet companies all over the world, starred in the hit Broadway musical Sophisticated Ladies, and formed her own company, the Jamison Project. In 1989, Mr. Ailey asked her to succeed him as artistic director of his dance company. In the 21 years that followed, she brought the company to unprecedented heights, including 2 historic engagements in South Africa. Ms. Jamison is the recipient of numerous awards and honors, among them a Primetime Emmy Award, the Kennedy Center Honors, a National Medal of Arts, and the Handel Medallion. She has been listed in the Time magazine as one of the world's most influential people, and she became the 50th inductee into the Hall of Fame at the National Museum of Dance. Her autobiography, Dancing Spirit, is a must-read. Ms. Jamison continues to dedicate herself to asserting the prominence of the arts in our culture, and she remains committed to promoting the significance of Alvin Ailey's legacy, using dance as a medium for reflecting on the past, resetting to embrace the present, and fearlessly reaching into the future with restored hope and focus. An icon of modern dance, a civil rights trailblazer, a passionate advocate for promoting inclusivity through the arts, and our keynote conversation for this 2021 Equal Opportunity Day celebration, the incomparable Miss Judith Jamison.
Ailey, too, has probably been to Hartford more than the first company, the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. What a tradition, what a rich tradition you have there, because even though I didn't know the McLeans, we were talking about that earlier, and the collective that's there, it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing to have Black people getting together, trying to sustain what's been going on for me since the beginning of time. And that is our heartbeat and our culture, and what we bring to this world is something that is precious, and everybody knows it's precious because they copy it all the time, or people, try to learn it all the time. But it's precious what we bring here, and always to be valued. So I appreciate what you're doing in Hartford, but then you also just told me about opening a center in Harlem. And that sounds very exciting to me as well. But thanks for holding the torch. If you can't do what you want to do, then just, open the door and do it. If that's your calling. My charge to them is don't get upset because, you haven't made that breakthrough. I saw part of the story on the show that they were on, So I saw that, and I know it's a hard struggle for young people, as it was for this young person 100 years ago, to get started. But you don't have to. Don't get all upset behind that. Everything that happens to you, and they're happening now, is because they didn't give up. And don't get upset about what door just closed in your face, because if you did, you wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have to work as hard. Doors shut for a reason. And I know we've worn that phrase out about it. Well, a window opens or another door opens and all that. But, I grew up in the church, and I always have believed that I'm protected and that I have guidance, even at this ripe old age, and that you'll be just fine. And here they are today, combining what they want to combine, which is hip hop and point work, in ways that I have sometimes not experienced before. So God bless you. Keep doing what makes you happy. We're still breathing. As long as you're breathing, God gave you life. Get up and do something. Fortunately, the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater has that outlet. Fortunately, young people that perform have the outlet of understanding who they are as human beings and what their responsibilities are as human beings to be the best artists that they can be, with truth and clarity, so that they can proceed to the next level of whatever this world is throwing out. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. When I see a performance that uplifts me, and thank God we're back in the theater again, where you can see a live performance that uplifts you and lets you realize your humanity, by what you see on that stage. Live performance has always connected us and always told us we are more than the arms and the tops of our heads and the bottom. We are more than that. We are greater than that. Performers know that. We are greater than that, that we can surmount any mountain. But you absolutely have to believe that you can do this, and that no trouble. I don't care what we're going through now. I mean, I care, of course, but I don't care what we're going through now. None of this cannot be rectified, cannot be corrected, cannot be lifted out of, none of it is not insurmountable. We can climb every mountain we wish to. Look how long we've been here climbing mountains. We can continue to do it. And I always say, God didn't put you on this earth for confusion. He did not want to confuse you. You came here with a clear mind, and then everything starts rattling around you, and you don't see your purpose. Urban League has seen its purpose for a very long time, clearly, which has inspired others. We do it through dance. Over top of my head, right here, right behind me, that's my mother at 17. Okay? That's my mom at 17. If she could get through the Great Depression and World War II and all of the other madness that was going on and raise two, I might say, beautiful children, my brother and I, and show us the way to go, to me, it is remarkable that Mr. Ailey's mother was the inspiration for Cry. Not me, his mother. It was dedicated to all Black women, especially his mother, on her birthday. That you could inspire. First of all, she had a genius of a son. Just think of what went into this gift, not a gift of, with a wrapper on it, not a present, not the normal gift giving packages that we're used to seeing, but this package came in the body of the spirit of what it is to be a strong, courageous, powerful, loving Black woman. And that was his mother. I must tell you that on the 50th anniversary of Cry, I had no idea. Number one, I had no idea I was going to get to be this old to say, oh, it's 50 years old. I'm like, God, I never thought I'd get there. That to me is unusual in itself. That the company, the Albany American Dance Theater, has been in existence triumphantly for since 1958, okay? And that Cry is now celebrating its 50th anniversary, to me, says something about what he was talking about, the perseverance of our culture. He was talking about the strength of the women of our culture. He was talking about the trials and tribulations that we've been through in a 15-minute solo, right? 15 minutes almost killed me. That's a hard dance to do emotionally and physically. But in that 15 minutes, he told a story. He told a complete story of the Africa, the Middle Passage, being enslaved, going through every single phase of what we've been through since 1619, and being triumphant about celebrating Right On Be Free. That took him 2 weeks to choreograph. 2 weeks. It was like 8 days, if that, to choreograph this piece. And it wasn't pulling teeth. The only thing that was difficult for him was finding some of the music. He had Right On Be Free, which is the last section of the triumphant section. He had been on a train by Laura Nero. He had found that, but he hadn't found the Alice Coltrane music yet, which was the beginning of the piece. So here we were, a day, 2 days before it premiered, and he hadn't found the music for the beginning of the piece. Then he did find the music. And then he trusts you with, whenever a choreographer is choreographing something for you, or when you're being absolutely in absolute rhythm with the person that you're working with, no matter what kind of work you're doing, you are, and you're on a spiritual level. Carmen de Lavallade. A lot of people don't know who Carmen de Lavallade is. There was a man long time ago, and most people know him as the Cola Man, and his name was Jeffrey Holder. He was in a couple of movies. He was like 6'7". They were a stunning couple. He just passed away about 4 years ago. Carmen is still with us, and at 86, she was still performing. Carmen de Lavallade was absolutely one of my mentors. Just amazing. And Carmen de Lavallade, brought Alvin Ailey to his first dance class, right? So we wouldn't have had him if Carmen de Lavallade had not been there and seen that he was gymnastic and he could move well. He'd never studied before, and she brought him to his first dance test. Now look where we are, right? His first. Catherine Dunham, right? We call her the mother of Black dance, Black concert dance. If you see a film, let me see, what is the name of this film? Well, in the middle of the film, there's a song called Stormy Weather. And Lena Horne is singing Stormy Weather. And behind her is this woman standing back against a pillow. And she's looking a little sad, and then dancers moving around. And there is Catherine Dunham. That's that woman who commandeered the stages of the world. So for concert dance, we have Catherine Dunham, who Alvin Ailey paid tribute to. I think it was 2 years or 4 years before he passed on. But he got a chance to celebrate the Queen. You know, how often do we do this? We don't do this that often. To remember people who came before you and who sustained the legacy. Now I've mentioned 2 women thus far, and I know there's a man up and through there. There's several men up and through there. That third one was Lester Horton, who was Alvin Ailey's teacher. A lot of people don't know about him. Lester Horton had a school in California that he attended, and Lester Horton was the one that turned his company over to Mr. Ailey when he passed. And then finally, with this knowledge of theater and what goes on backstage as well as on stage, we all got a chance in 1963 to see Mr. Ailey dance. Thank God I was at the performance. I almost didn't want to go. But we saw what it's not magic, you know. He wasn't just born that way. He studied, but there's God-given gifts there. So that all those people feed in. But there are many, many more. Everyone says, this is the worst time we've ever had, blah, blah, blah. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. If my mother made it through what she made it through, my parents, if my grandparents made it through it, this can't be the worst time ever, ever. So I think once you put that cap on, and realize that nothing is insurmountable, as I said before, that there's hope for this country. There's always been hope for it. I mean, hope is like a kind of, sometimes we go like hope, like the hope, you know, we look at it like hope, like, you know what I'm saying? But hope is realized in our presences, moving forward in life and not being shut down by, you know, you hear people like shutting down a lot, you know, they go, oh, this is so terrible. What are we going to do? And think about it. As my grandmother used to say, use your common sense. Whatever works to get you to your authenticity, do it. It was never a question in my mind. But you're saying, how do you go on and do what you're doing if you don't feel that? That's what you're asking? Yeah. You know, the way, I'll give you a good example of, and I'm taking way back. I danced so long ago now, but I have the memories of it. And I've seen it happen with young dancers also. And it's something, what did Gregory Hines said it to me once when we were on Broadway doing Sophisticated Ladies. And he said, we were doing Sophisticated Ladies for like 9,000 times. And he said, we were looking at each other like, oh, here we go again. Even though, you know, fabulous music, Duke Ellington, great cast, everything was fabulous. But some days, you know, you wake up and you're like, oh. And we were in one of those days. And he said, just pretend. And I said, okay, let me try that. And it'll suck you in a minute. Congratulations, Urban League, on your 57th anniversary in Hartford. You go for it. That's the truth, isn't it? Congratulations.
Hi, my name is Virus Backwood. I am currently a student here at the Urban League, where I am here to achieve my GED. My reason being is that you never know in the future what would happen that you need a subject. I had my high school diploma, but was back in Jamaica. That was a long time ago. But moving to this country, you have to get their GED. So I'm pursuing that. I worked at FedEx at one point through Urban League, and I was appointed a manager. Then I changed and become one of their truck drivers. And now I'm at Data Mail Systems, same through Urban League. I am now a machine operator, where I continue to aspire and wanting to be a truck driver that goes across the state. I am pursuing my GED. So here I am at the Urban League, trying to get as much as I can to achieve my CDL license.
What a shining example of what the Urban League is all about. Hey y'all, I say y'all because I grew up in the South. Hey y'all, this is what your donations do for the League. The League owns their 30,000 square foot, 5-story building. Most of the funding dollars that come to the League are restricted for programming. Donations received tonight help pay the mortgage, keep the utilities on, and cover other administrative costs. So please give. Your donations help keep the doors open for those who need a place to go to figure out how to get their next job, stay in their home, or deal with an injustice. It is easy and convenient. All you have to do is text ULGH EOD to 44321 or visit ulgh.org/donate.
To our awardees, it is truly an honor to recognize your accomplishments and contributions. Our dignitaries and distinguished guests, we appreciate all that you do through policy and civic engagement. Vendors and performers, Hipley ballerinas, you are all fantastic. And Jay Harris, thank you for another stellar evening. And the incomparable Judith Jamison, you are a gem. You inspire us to dance as if someone is watching. Greg Kozlowski, our honorary chair, your dedication to this event's success and our goals is unmatched. You and the entire team at Travelers, including Liz, Tara, Aaron, Sandy, and the countless others behind the scenes, thank you for giving so graciously and introducing us to new partners who share our commitment to equity and empowerment. Travelers, as a title sponsor and lead sponsor, Pratt & Whitney, has stepped up in an amazing way this year. Comcast, Stanley Black & Decker, and Bank of America yet again have demonstrated confidence in our ability to serve this community's needs, as did Hartford Steam Boiler and all of our 2021 EOD sponsors and funders. We thank you for your generous support. I don't know that there are words to express how grateful I am for my staff and our board of directors. I've never seen so much done with so little. Thank you again for being with us for this special celebration. Enjoy the season.
Thanks to David and the Urban League of Greater Hartford for allowing me to once again be a part of this evening, which was filled with so much hope. Thank you for being a part of this virtual Equal Opportunity Day celebration. Congratulations to our awardees, and thank you so much to all who have pledged your support of the Urban League of Greater Hartford. Good night, happy holidays, and we'll see you next year.